Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Today, I have the pleasure of sitting down with, I have to say it, our star from the Fitchburg Star, Kimberly. How are you doing?
Did Jeremy put you up this? Would he fire you if you didn't say that?
It's
You
in
can
my
let me know if
it's
your
in my
job's online.
contract now, so I had to say it.
Oh my
Otherwise,
Lord.
yeah.
Oh my
No,
Lord.
I had to keep some sort of tradition since Jeremy's not here for this interview. So sorry.
Man. All right. You know what? Fine. I'm
How are
doing
you
well.
today? You're doing
I'm
good?
doing well.
Fabulous. And today we're gonna, of course, we always have you on for recapping our common council meetings, and we had one this last Tuesday, and some good topics in it. And one of the first topics we're going to talk about is the redistricting special meeting coming up.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a special council meeting next week to talk about approving the district lines. So a lot of people are aware the redistricting process this year has been very different than in previous decades, where because of COVID, the municipalities, the counties, the states did not get their census data until far later than they were supposed to. So now we're kind of in a crunch timeline. So hence the special meeting. So that special meeting will happen at 5:30 p.m. on Tuesday, November 2nd. You can attend in the council chambers, and I'm assuming you can also participate virtually. I'm going to ask the expert here.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. All right. So yeah, there was not a whole lot of changes, and it sounded like the committee was pretty set on option number one from their specific meetings where they had about 3 weeks to figure this out. So, but the redistricting will need to happen soon because it all has to be in place for December 1st, when people can start taking out nomination papers to run for office next April. So if you do decide to run for office next April, you are going to want to check those new boundaries to know exactly whose seat you are going to run for in that sense. So that'll be really important. But if you have thoughts on the redistricting process, or you have an option you prefer, you can go to the council meeting next Tuesday and make that heard.
Yep, I know the one they're bringing forward is 1AB. So they did a few changes to it, but it was very similar to the option one that was brought forward. And we do have on our website, fitchburgwi.gov, you can find, they have a redistricting area to look up all the information, see the maps and all of that kind of thing to be informed until next meeting. So another topic is we're going to talk about the Lacy Road Roundabout that's potentially coming down the road here.
Very nice.
Pun intended.
Very nice. Well, I don't know about you, Andrew, but that is one of the worst intersections in Fitchburg right now, because currently the Lacy Road and Seminole Highway intersection is a 4-way stop. So if you get a really busy time and you are on the road, you might sit there for 5-10 minutes. It's not great if you need to go pick up your kid at Stoner Prairie or Savannah Oaks. So, or you just need to in general get around. So as the city was looking at what they were going to do for reconstructing that intersection, they decided to go with a roundabout. They approved the design contract for it back in August, but Alders asked that a few more public meetings were done, a survey was done so that they could really gauge what residents were interested in, whether they wanted to do a roundabout, whether they wanted to do traffic signals, or, I mean, God forbid, keep it a 4-way stop. Yeah. Sorry, a little biased, but I hate that intersection. So, and so the majority of the respondents, there were about a dozen respondents to this survey. They said they wanted a roundabout, or they were kind of neutral on that and the traffic lights. So yeah, we can expect next year that intersection will be closed so that they can do construction for a roundabout in that area, which will end up being very nice when it is done, I hope.
I was gonna say, I think that'll be much better than the 4-way stop we have now, especially before and after school times. Like that's huge. Like you said, the delays there can be quite significant during those times of day. So hopefully that brings a lot less congestion to that area at those times of day, at least. Yeah. And the speeds, just to slow everyone down coming out, because you're hitting your 55, right? 55 coming out of, or or going into that speed
Yeah.
on Seminole there. So
Well, I feel like they reduced the speeds
is
there,
it
but
40 now? Yeah, I think
I
it's
think it's 35.
35.
All
Yeah.
I remember is one time when they switched the speeds, they hadn't posted the speeds yet, but I
Mhm.
was there for the council meeting, and so I mentally drove the speed they had just changed it to, but was not posted yet.
Yeah.
People behind me were real mad on Seminole.
People were a little upset about that.
So local
Well,
government making people mad.
well,
Um,
that's okay. I mean, you were just following the future
Just follow
rules,
the
I guess,
rules.
right?
I'm a rule follower.
Exactly. Well, that's good. All right. Also on Lacy Road is a new development coming up as well.
Yeah. So, anyone who's been in that Lacy Road, Western Side Quarter has seen a lot of development in that area, and it's going to keep on coming. So, we can already anticipate that there might be something there with Edgewood, but as we get towards the far west side of Lacy Road, the council took the first step in getting approvals for I think it's 121 unit residential housing unit kind of at the corner of Lacy and Fitchburg Road. So we can start to expect to see some more housing on that side. It'll be right across from Quarry Ridge. So if you're driving through the area and you're like, what is that? Well, I told you in Talking Fitchburg, you should go back and reference it. So, but we can just expect to see more development in that area. So just keeping an eye out for that. And if you're looking to build a house along Lacy Road and have like $400,000 sitting around, might be a nice place to build.
Yeah, it's been booming down there for the last few years, really developing. Watching that since I've been here since 2000, oh whatever, 13. It's really grown in that area of residential, so it's impressive to watch the city grow like that. So also another construction project going on is the inclusive playground at McKee.
Yeah. Something else to watch out for. So Tuesday night they approved a contract to do the earthwork. Doesn't sound necessarily that interesting, but that means that the city is hoping to at least get started on the inclusive playground at McKee Farms Park throughout the fall months here before the ground gets really frozen and cold. And it's really the first step of construction needed to get the inclusive playground open for next year. So for people who don't know, the inclusive playground is gonna be right near the splash pad, so that people will kind of be able to go back and forth if they would like. And it's gonna be either the third or fourth inclusive playground in Dane County. So really it's meant to be a space for all kids of all abilities to play. So you'll have spaces where children who are in wheelchairs or have other mobility or cognitive conditions can play just the same as other kids. So it's a really cool concept, and we'll have our third or fourth one of those in Dane County by next year. It'll be right in Fitchburg.
That's awesome. I love to see that kind of, being inclusive of everyone, especially in a playground and for children. I mean, that's a big step to help
Absolutely.
children with their mental status as well, to be able to play with all the kids. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. Kimberly, thank you for all the information today. A lot of construction coming, of course. It's
Yep.
Fitchburg, so it kind of goes with the territory, I guess.
Right.
And but all very good construction coming up, and the redistricting next week, Tuesday. So don't forget about that, folks, if you're
Yep.
interested.
Very
Okay.
important.
Well, Kimberly, thank you very much. And maybe I'll see you next time. Maybe it'll be Jeremy. I guess we'll find out, and we'll see you after in a few weeks.
Sounds good. See you in a few.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.